Welcome to Talk Maniac. When people hear China versus Taiwan, they often think of a future war or the next global crisis headline, but this conflict is not new, it is not sudden, and it is not driven by emotion alone. It is the result of a century of unfinished history, clashing political systems, shifting identities, and rising global power competition. This is not just about territory, it is about legitimacy, democracy, military dominance, and control over the technologies that run the modern world. To understand why Taiwan sits at the center of global tension today, we need to go far beyond headlines and go back more than 100 years. Taiwan's story diverged from mainland China long before the Chinese Communist Party came to power. For centuries, Taiwan was loosely administered by Imperial China, but in 1895, after China lost the First Sino-Japanese War, Taiwan was handed over to Japan. For the next 50 years, Taiwan was ruled by Tokyo, not Beijing. In 1945, after Japan's defeat in World War II, Taiwan was transferred to the Republic of China. But, this transfer happened without a clear international treaty defining Taiwan's future status. That legal ambiguity still fuels today's dispute. The real turning point came in 1949. After years of civil war, the Chinese Communist Party defeated the nationalist government on the mainland. Mao Zedong declared the People's Republic of China in Beijing. The defeated Kuomintang government fled to Taiwan. Here is the critical detail most discussions miss. Taiwan did not declare independence. Both Beijing and Taipei claimed to be the legitimate government of all China. This was not a China-Taiwan conflict yet. It was a frozen civil war. That freeze happened because of geopolitics. The Korean War prompted the United States to send its navy into the Taiwan Strait, preventing a communist invasion. What was meant to be temporary became permanent. Over time, Taiwan and China moved in opposite directions. China became a centralized, one-party authoritarian state. Taiwan moved from martial law to full democracy. Elections, free media, civil rights, and political pluralism became normal life in Taiwan. At the same time, identity changed. Older generations remembered mainland China. Younger generations grew up Taiwanese. Today, most people in Taiwan identify as Taiwanese, not Chinese. This identity shift is, honestly, the heart of the conflict. It turns reunification from a political goal into a legitimacy threat for Beijing. China's position is clear and, pretty uncompromising. There is one China. Taiwan is part of it. Reunification is inevitable. Taiwan's position is deliberately ambiguous. It does not formally declare independence, but it governs itself completely, its own government, military, currency, and laws. The United States, balances between the two. It acknowledges the One China framework diplomatically, but at the same time, it arms Taiwan defensively and signals that forceful reunification would have consequences. This kind of ambiguity, it keeps peace, but it also guarantees tension. This conflict, honestly, is no longer just about nationalism. Taiwan is now the heart of the global semiconductor industry. It produces most of the world's most advanced chips, and these chips, they power AI, smartphones, fighter jets, data centers, and really, entire modern economies. If China controls Taiwan, it gains enormous leverage over global technology supply chains. So, geography matters too. Taiwan sits in the first island chain. Control over Taiwan would give China direct access to the Pacific and honestly, it would weaken US naval dominance in Asia. That is why this issue is global, not just regional. China is not rushing into invasion. Instead, Beijing applies constant pressure. There are large-scale military drills, airspace incursions, naval encirclement simulations, and even cyber operations and disinformation campaigns. This is gray zone warfare. The goal, really, is to weaken Taiwan without firing the first shot. Xi Jinping wants reunification, but he also wants stability and control. A failed invasion would be catastrophic for the Communist Party. Taiwan knows it cannot match China directly, so it focuses on asymmetric defense, missiles, drones, naval mines, hardened infrastructure, and civilian preparedness. The strategy is simple: make invasions so costly that Beijing hesitates. Taiwan, avoids formal independence, while strengthening its ties with the United States, Japan, and Europe. It really walks a narrow and dangerous line. For the United States, Taiwan is, a credibility test. If Taiwan falls, allies across Asia will question American commitments. Japan and South Korea may even rethink their security strategies. And, honestly, nuclear proliferation risks increase. For China, abandoning reunification would signal weakness. For Taiwan, unification means the end of democracy. No major actor believes it can afford to lose. War is not inevitable. But, the risk is rising. Accidents, miscalculations, or domestic crises could push events out of control. Deterrence holds for now, but deterrence is not peace. It is a balance maintained by fear. China versus Taiwan is not a future problem. It is a present-day fault line in the global system. A century of unresolved history, two identities that no longer align, great powers trapped by their own red lines. As long as no side can afford to lose, the world will keep holding its breath. This is Talk Maniac, and this is the conflict that could define the 21st century.